Hi, I'm Chef Raphael and welcome to Baking with Chef Raphael, a show that's meant to make you a better home baker. Today's recipe is a chocolate banana cake. This cake is perfect whatever hot beverage you like, or even as a dessert cake, especially the way it has the ganache on top. So in this recipe you learn how to make the ganache and the chocolate banana cake. Let me know how it turns out when you make yours on the comment section. Let's get started. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe so that you're notified whenever I have a new recipe out. And for today's ingredients, we have, I'll start with this side. We have cocoa powder, we have bicarbonate of soda, we have sugar, we have cooking oil, and right now I'm using sunflower oil. The oil should be flavorless. We have bananas, so 2 large bananas, milk, that's half a cup, 2 eggs, vanilla essence, all-purpose flour, and the baking powder. So I'll start with the cocoa powder, bicarbonate. 1, half. So, and the flour. So I'll sieve them all together. Usually cocoa powder has a tendency of having extra lumps, so we want to eliminate them. So like that. To the dry ingredients, we also now add the sugar. So now the wet ingredients, we'll start with the banana. So we want a very ripe banana that can easily mash. You know, even the type of banana that you feel you don't want to eat, it doesn't look nice. So that's the banana that you want to use for this recipe. So mash them until they are soft and no big lumps left. Now to this we'll add now the rest, the more of the wet ingredients, starting with the milk. That's half a cup. I'll also add the eggs at this stage. Two eggs, water 1 cup, and the vanilla essence. So for the water you can also use coffee, but make sure it's cold, but you can also use water. So for the oil we need half a cup. What now I will do is form a well, which is a hole at the center of this bowl. So one thing about this recipe, especially the first time I made it, it seems different because the mixture will be too light and you'll probably think you have put less of something. But no, the recipe, this is the way it's supposed to be. So I'm gently folding the flour, but now I'll also use an electric mixer. So mixture is ready. Actually stop mixing when you see all the flour is fully mixed through. And as you can see also, we have a light cake mixture. So this is the way it's supposed to be. We have a rectangular baking tin and I've already lined it with a greaseproof paper on the bottom. In this case, for this cake, you literally need a greaseproof paper because if you just, let's say you apply either margarine on the bottom and then a coating of flour, the cake will tend to stick. So it sticks, it's a very light cake, so it can easily stick. Now my oven is already preheated at 180 degrees. and it will bake for this size about 25 minutes. So now we're gonna make ganache. Ganache is the one that we'll actually pour on top of the chocolate banana cake as a coating. And for the recipe for it, we need 225 grams of dark chocolate. Dark chocolate is the best because if you use milk chocolate, it will be too sweet. And then we also have 180 ml of cooking cream and 1 tablespoon of margarine. We'll start with the cream. Now, all we need to do is make the cream hot. In the meantime, while it's getting hot, I'll chop up the chocolate. Now, when you chop it up, it makes it easier to melt as opposed to the big block that you may have. Now, when the cream starts boiling, that should be enough, but that's where you add 1 tablespoon of the margarine. You want it also to start melting, and it will make the ganache creamier, has a nice gloss on top, and then you add the hot cream and margarine. You start now stirring, and what will happen is that the chocolate will melt. You actually just stir from the center and you'll see how it will transform into the ganache. So that's what you want. Chocolate has melted, and you don't add the chocolate to the pan like my camera person is saying here. Just put it on the bowl. So that's what you want. This is the consistency we want. And now what we want to do is let it slightly cool down, be at room temperature when you're pouring it on top of the cake. Now the cake is ready. And what I did with the ganache, when it's still not completely cooled, just scoop and then pour on top and then spread. And what will happen is that the cake, as it cools down also, the ganache will also cool down. By the way, this cake is tastier when it's cold from the fridge. Remember, we used oil, so even when it's cold, it will not be hard. It's a super moist cake. Remember, the mixture was light, and I told you not to add anything else. So it's something that you will definitely enjoy. If you are not a banana lover, then you can skip the banana, though the recipe is different. I'll share another time, another recipe now without the banana. But that has been today's recipe. Remember, this is Baking with Chef Raphael. I have more recipes on my Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter accounts. So follow me, and also subscribe to the channel to be notified whenever I have a new recipe out. So until next time, goodbye.